This is not a cherry tomato. Rather, it is the smallest tomato fruit that I found among a lot I bought from the farmer's market. In this video, I share what happens when you grow seeds from this small tomato fruit. Will the fruit be the same size? Would they be bigger or smaller? We will get to know the answer shortly. Before we start growing, let's first weigh the fruit so that we can clearly see what difference the techniques applied can make on the size of the final fruit. There we have it. The small fruit weighs 14 grams. Let's weigh a few of the large fruits in the lot too. The biggest fruit weighs 52 grams and another one weighs 47 grams. We can also get the average weight of the fruits as well. There are 11 fruits and the total weight is 432 grams. This gives an average fruit weight of 39.3 grams. Let's keep these numbers in mind. We'll come back to them later. This will be a good time to smash the like button to support our work. It's time to start planting. I filled a seedling starter cup that had drainage holes at the bottom with a 1:1 mix of commercial potting soil and sandy loam soil. The seedling starter cup was made from the bottom third of a 1.5 liter Coke bottle. I cut the fruit open and extracted some of the seeds onto the soil surface. I put on more seeds than I actually needed since I wasn't sure about the seed quality of this small fruit. I covered the seeds with about a 1/4 inch of the soil mix. Finally, I placed a layer of tissue paper over the soil surface before watering. The tissue paper was to serve two main purposes. First, it will prevent displacement of the seeds during initial watering. The second function was to serve as a mulch, minimize evaporation from the soil surface, thereby maintaining optimum soil moisture for seed germination. 4 days later, some of the seeds had started germinating, and by day 9, the seedlings were ready for their next life. I transplanted them into my 4-cell homemade seedling tray to nurture them for a couple weeks before transplanting to their permanent home. After about 20 days, I transplanted 2 of the seedlings into a big bag filled with commercial potting soil. I used only the potting soil to avoid any problems with bacterial blight which devastated my tomato plants in the previous season. After transplanting, I had to ensure that the conditions necessary for tomatoes to grow well and produce large fruits were provided. These include nutrients, water, and pruning. In terms of nutrition, I had to fertilize the plants during the first few weeks with complete fertilizer that was high in nitrogen for the plants to produce a good amount of foliage to support the fruit growth and development. This was followed by spraying with foliar fertilizer that was high in potassium during flowering to boost flower production and fruit development. I also made sure that the plant had adequate moisture to grow by watering them appropriately throughout the growing period. The next essential thing I needed to do was pruning. Since the tomatoes turned out to be the indeterminate type, pruning was essential to minimize competition between the branches and fruit, which could affect the final fruit size. I pruned old leaves as well as any diseased leaves to improve airflow. I also removed side shoots or suckers to reduce the number of fruits that will be formed in order to get bigger fruits. Fast forward to 90 days since the tomato seeds were sown. These are looking attractive and ready for the first harvest. As you can see, both plants are heavily laden with fruits of decent size. I'm pretty impressed with the outcome. So far, this shows that you can grow tons of tomato fruits from a small tomato fruit. I'll go ahead and harvest the ripe fruit from each plant so that you can weigh and compare with the weight of the initial fruits. We can then know with certainty if it's worth growing seeds from small tomato fruits. Here are all the fruits harvested from one of the tomato plants. The fruit in my hand was identified to be the largest fruit among them. I'll go ahead and check the weight. That baby is 57 grams. This other one, which is similar to the first, is also about 56 grams. Compared to the weight of the small fruit which was planted, that is more than 300% increase in size. That is impressive. These fruits are even bigger or heavier than the larger fruits purchased from the market, which weighed 52 grams. We can also find the average fruit weight so that we can compare to the fruits from the market. We need to count them first. They are 17, giving a total weight of 667 grams. This gives an average of 39.2 grams. This is pretty close to the average weight of the initial fruit purchased from the market, which was 39.3 grams. Comparing the average weight to the initial weight of the small fruit, this gives about 180% increase. That's not bad at all. It's now clear that you can actually grow large tomato fruits from a small one. However, aside providing nutrients and adequate watering, one key factor that made it possible to get large fruit was effective pruning. When little pruning was done on other plants, the fruits were not as big, although they were still bigger than the initial fruit. Nevertheless, if you choose not to prune, you can get more small fruits. The choice is entirely yours. That's all for now, folks. Thanks for watching. If you found this video useful, smash the like button and also share it so that more people can benefit from it. One of the easiest ways that you can support our work is to like and share this video. So please don't leave this video without liking it or even leaving a comment. Your support is greatly appreciated.